Well, that was game one, guys. Welcome back here to the Summit 4, day one of opening action. Our only match of the day as we get kicked off in the European region. NiP taking on Jungs. Man, GoDz. They had it. They had mega creeps. They could have backed. They committed for the throne. So many things to talk about as that game ended. Ember Spirit had the money for an Abyssal Blade, never bought it, didn't have buyback. Kuroki almost got a double kill with his ultimate, barely failed to get either kill. What a game. So many great plays by Era, dodging so many spells. And, well, already we're well underway here in the draft for game number 2. So let's go ahead, hop into the draft, see what the teams are cooking up. Man, they're picking quickly. Jeez.
This is a hero 5 Youngs have had a lot of success with. The Ember Spirit, yes, but the Winter Wyvern for Jerex most of the time. One of their more successful supports for him. And it's the first loss for 5 Youngs with the Ember Spirit since their team's been formed. So it can be beat.
As soon as Roland puts together the infographic, immediately they lose with it.
Shut down.
But it is interesting. It's their first loss ever, and man, like they barely lost with it. So I think they say the Ember Spear was not the issue.
I mean, if you
so many little things
like
that add up to that NiP win,
quote unquote, like should have won in that like classical sense. 5 Youngs were the team who were ahead, who had the buyback advantage, had all the advantages, and quote unquote should have won. Obviously, the end result is all that matters, and NiP are the team who take the win. So
they are really prioritizing this Legion Commander. It was banned 5th by the Jungs last game. This game, it's picked 3rd by NiP. So I guess realizing if they don't grab it in this phase, they're not getting it.
They need lockdown for Ember. So that's where all of the 5 Youngs second stage bans were targeted at heroes who can get the initiation on an Ember Spirit. That's how Matomen goes down. Last game was the Storm Spirit they had, which could be followed up by Alina. They also had the Axe. So they want to take out Axe, Earthshaker, 2 heroes with instant blink catches. Legion Commander kind of maybe not so much a substitute. Maybe it was saying they wanted over the Axe, potentially, since it was banned in game 1. But it fills that role of being that instant catch for an Ember Spirit to be able to bring him down.
10 seconds remaining.
Well, with the Keeper of the Light pick, normally we see NiP pressure the safe lane quite heavily. They like to go for that aggro duel or tri-lane. So just Legion Coddle, are you thinking? Is that the lane setup here for NiP?
Let's see. It's stronger lanes coming out from the Kuro squad. They've got Tusk Undying, which can be a menace in the off lane if they want to take that approach. At the same time, if they're worried about an NiP aggro tri-lane, they'll have to commit whichever of the two is a support to protecting that safe lane. So I feel like, yeah, Ember ended up getting farmed and you didn't really shut him down beyond the laning stage, but it was the right idea to still take against an Ember Spirit.
The other thing that was really big that game was the support Lina getting an Ags. Went from having like almost no burst damage to taking away over half the Ember's health instantly every fight.
5 seconds
had the BKB. Didn't really help him in the end. And we'll see now Storm Grab by NiP going back to basics for Era. So they have a lot of mana to give this guy. They've got great lockdown now for the Ember.
Another catch. And with the Legion, Jewel can lock him in place, but you need nuke damage because there's a Cold Embrace, so you really need nukes to follow up the Jewel, which is Lina, Coddle Blast, Storm Spirit now with Remnants and the ability to ball in, and also to get to the backliners, because you look at this, like let's say you do get a catch on an Ember Spirit, how are you actually bringing him down when there's Soul Rip, Cold Embrace, there's just stuff like Winter's Curse, Tusk and Snowball save him. You have to have a hero who can kind of prevent that counter initiation, which is where Storm Spirit is a great combo breaker because he can just ball past, catch a hero like Winter Wyvern, use the Orchid, solo kill the Wyvern, and then come back for the Ember later on. So definitely a great pick as far as what NiP needed for their overall lineup.
Yeah, pretty heavy on the nuke damage here. The only real right click would maybe be the late game Storm, Legion if he gets fed. Kind of a tough Legion game, to be honest. You've got the Embrace, the Winter's Curse when you try to jump in, the Tusk Snowball save. A lot of ways to protect whoever's being dueled. And the Omni Knight will be the 5th ban here, so I'm worried about that, like Superman Storm.
Well, and also Legion Omni's like amazing lane, as well as just great synergy between the two. The Jewel with Purification Heal.
No longer available. NiP working on their final ban. Looks like Fada doesn't have his hero yet, unless they do a real curveball with the hero assignments.
Yeah, the last ban on Beastmaster, so just take it out of the picture. And
felt like he really fell off that game. Like, there was a moment where he was the hero, and then instantly starts getting focused every fight. Never had much of an ability to impact the game after that.
Yeah, until he goes BKB, then it was like he'd get focus, he'd survive, which was a big thing because he could stay alive long enough to still throw a roar, but
wasn't offering like what the axe was with reliable lockdown. Like he goes to wind up for the roar, Storm blinks away, Storm has a Lincoln's.
And axe is on a short cooldown, so it's like multiple times in a fight he's getting a big lockdown on a key hero like the Ember Spirit, whereas
So
once
what are
the
some
roar was
Fada
used-
heroes? The Dragonite was an old Fada special.
Dragonite's good, gives you some...
The Mech Dragonite,
can
man,
take-
that was
take
like what, a year and a
objectives.
half ago or something.
That was fun. I
don't
think
know.
TK is not bad here. It's great. I mean, you look at what the Chinese teams are doing recently. It's always against Storm. You
Shadow
pick
Fiend
DK.
and TA are in the pool. Fada's been playing less farm dependent heroes compared to a lot of other mids, but who else is there? Wind Ranger has been seeing a lot of play lately in pubs. I haven't seen too many pro games with it yet.
I like the Dragonite most because you do get a good instant lockdown on Storm Spirit. I mean, Wind Ranger is similar. You've got Shackle, but doesn't strike me as a Fata type hero. Very much, it feels like Five Youngs do prioritize picking to their like pool of heroes that they're like that they're comfortable with, rather than picking just towards the meta heroes. But the Shadow Fiend, the other big one, which Fata has played a lot of in the past.
I worry about their damage output if they get a Dragonite, though.
Yes, that's a good point.
Templar
Tia
assassin.
comes
I think TA is the safer pick.
Radiant
Better
team
against the Storm, gives you more Roche potential, and gives you more damage. But they are now a little bit late on the lockdown versus the Storm, as you point out.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where the Ember gets his Abyssal Blade. Like,
And TA a very common pick against mid laners too, which is I think what Five Youngs were expecting with the last ban on Omni, that NiP would be picking a secondary support, and NiP's last pick is completely wide open because you don't.
Phantom Lancer.
Well, you just don't know if it's going to be a core or a support or what they're
5
doing with the
seconds
Lina,
remaining.
and it's even. You can maybe speculate now that they'll switch Lina to a support because of the TA pick and not wanting to run Lina mid against TA, but even with the TA pick, it's still completely wide open for NiP with this last pick. Last game I felt confident in my aggro trail, and this time around
Lifestealer?
I'm not even making predictions, LD. This
Era
is-
Life Stealer, give Limp the Storm.
you know,
We've seen Alliance trying for the Life Stealer.
this draft is yours to call, LD.
Oh
I
God.
put in my work last game. I'm also sure I only have wrong predictions to make this game, so...
Not a great PL game with the Ember. I'm saying Life Stealer. It's exactly
And-
like I said. Venomancer. So they get a way to deal with the refraction here. I guess the
Yeah,
one thing they were
mid.
slightly lacking. Huh. Not the most exciting of heroes, though. Slithering Snake.
Monkey Biz have been doing a bit of Venom mid with No-Tail playing the hero.
I guess you can be kind of cute with like your ward blocks, maybe, but barring that, pretty
Not as bad as Viper, you know? Nothing's as bad as
not as
Viper.
disgusting. Nothing's as disgusting as Viper.
So, a good potential scouting. You're not really worried about like stopping Blink initiators with the Plague Wards this game so much. The Tusk, I guess, is a hero that gets Blink. We see in the mid game. Mind Control normally prioritizes going for it. And being on the dire side, Five Youngs do have that decent Roche taking lineup with the TA now as well. Something they had last game but took a long time to secure was the Roche, but
And Reborn.
wah, wah.
Wah, wah. So, yeah, what kind of cereal did you have this morning, guys? Anything good? Some Lucky Charms, some Cheerios. What's the Australian cereal of choice?
Oh,
Do you guys have any like Australia only cereals, or
Oh,
do you,
yeah.
are they all the Americanized
We've got
ones?
Australia only ones. We've got Weetabix.
Weetabix.
Or Wheat
What
Bix.
the hell is that?
Wheat-Bix. It's like cereal that's good for the soul. Like this is
The spinach
the
of
most-
cereals.
Yes, it is the spinach of cereal. This is like hearty breakfast food to get you started for the day. Very much in Australia, it's like how many Wheat-Bix did you have this morning? It's like a sign of like how much of a human being you are.
Okay.
So
So we are
I do like-
loading back into the game now.
I'm like a 3 Wheat-Bix kind of guy. Like 3 is like a
Weetabix.
good number. Yeah, I can
Alright.
three for me is a number. There's some people do like 5 or 6, and you're just like, how do you get through it?
Back underway
30
here.
seconds
The
to
Jungs on the dire side. Trailing 1-0. And it is not a best of 5. Not sure why our admin decided to extend the series.
I-
maybe a
He wanted
secret
to be-
Jungs fan.
Yep, he wants to be 05.
Maybe he's trying to give them, showing the 5 boys some 5 support. All right, so introducing the teams. We'll have the Jungs, Dire side now. Looking to take this early rune. Interesting little ward placement here, gods. Bit off from the normal location. Ooh. What is the... Is this just to... Oh, cool stuff.
Oh, we got it.
The quick double crash. Bam! Reborn!
Normally they're synced up. Like, me and Dakota, it was very much like... I would always look over because they'd always be synced. That's the first time I've had the, like, half a second or, like, 2-second delay for the second person to get their crash. Yikes. Wah, wah.
Nice frog! I know where you live. I don't think
Seattle.
anyone knows where he lives.
I know where he lives. He lives in Seattle.
I guess Valve must know where he lives because they pay him.
Yeah.
So they have to have his address.
So what we need to do is capture Gabe and hold him hostage.
Capture Gabe.
Do you think Gabe would crack?
Well, I mean, I don't know. Depends what are you doing to crack him.
Like, what would it take to crack Gabe? What do you think?
Nerfing Sand King. Very easy.
There we go.
Easily cracked.
Well, the only person who can do that's Ice Frog, and we're trying to get Ice Frog's location from him, so...
But he doesn't have to know that our ultimate endgame is to get him. We're just like, hey, you know, Sand King seems a little OP right now. Maybe we should nerf him. Gets nerfed. Gabe cracks. Reveals the location. Get Ice Frog. Fix Reborn.
Oh, you not even nerf him. Remove him from the game.
Oh, delete Sand King. Okay.
Now we're
Uh-oh. And Skid. Drop down a little bit. Mind Control starts giving the old anchor doodle-doo. Boop, boop. Keeps on poking and prodding. More spectators trickling back in.
Yep.
So they are running this dual lane. They really love this coddle aggression early on.
One of the cool things, the Chakra did get a nice little buff with the cooldown reduction on the spell that you cast next, so you can get a very low cooldown on the overwhelming odds.
Oh man, those punches. Beautiful body block by Jonas Fun. The Rage Decay, not enough to get the kill.
Value salve.
Oh.
Well, not so much value. You didn't get much heal out of it, but it was enough to save his life.
It does have to blow it early, so much for the aggressive tri-lane. Or dual lane. Now it is the ultra scared defensive dual lane.
He just salved up. I don't think he needed to. He's sitting on 260 HP after a double decay. He could have just tangoed to full HP probably.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That's just...
That's the Lumi value tango.
The Lumi tango.
Where getting decayed is good for your health. Well, your health regen.
I still maintain my favorite Lumi-ism is, it's good to lose a late of Rax because the creeps will be closer to your base, so it's easier to farm. So you want to lose Rax. Losing Rax increases your chance of winning the game. Okay, that's maybe not quite painting it fairly, but...
You're not doing injustice here.
Culling Blade still doesn't have a mini stun, though.
Yeah.
Just one of the many things we all hate about Reborn.
Jonas, sitting around mid, I guess was going for a Courier snipe. He might actually find the Courier. He's being pinged out. He's being spotted, so it won't be... That's a really unexpected rotation from like a hero like a Legion to go for a Courier snipe. But it is possible. 320 base move speed gives you the ability to find that Courier, but will now be upgraded to a flying one. And he's going to swing to the jungle, it looks like. Or at least it looks like he's
the jungle commander. No.
Yeah.
Seal Kid will be the jungler.
He's the walkabout commander.
Well, while he's busy walking about, Matumba Man's busy pushing in the top lane. Creeps are quickly getting killed off, so missing a lot of experience here. But in good news, Era is just crushing this bottom lane. 12 denies, still mind control. Able to lurk around in experience range, getting a surprising amount, all things considered. See Fada mid, doing pretty well, 17 and 6, even versus the Veno. Not explosive, but also not getting completely shut down. See Limp with the 1-1-3 build. So just making sure that his wards are as devastating as possible early on. Limp's name is a misnomer. He's the one just strutting around. It's the TA who's limping everywhere. Unable to really move quickly.
Oh yeah, and even against the TA, I know some people like it's maybe more fun to go for like the Gale and Poison Sting level up, but this is the build to go.
That Orb of Venom, the Value Orb, snowballs there. First blood going the way of the Jungs and Kuroki. Just kind of, yeah, I'm here. I was a part of that kill, I swear. That's scary. When you have 17 denies in your safe lane and Tusk still solo kills the support gods.
Yeah.
Game was
level
hard.
4.5 Tusk now with a lot of money to his name. Has found a hasted Venno and no mana for a TP, so they will get a return kill.
Buys the bottle. Well, doesn't lose really any gold. Well, lost 10 gold there. So
It felt like he wanted to go for Arcane Boots, but because he was about to die, bought the bottle. Potentially. I don't know if that's like I don't know if you'd make that change because you're going to lose money from dying. Like, okay, instead of Arcane Boots, I'll now get a bottle. But quite possible.
29-7 on your Ember Spirit, also having a free farm lane top. You know, some fun left alone, and it seems like the lane gets easier as he's left alone because the Undying decides to leave. So as KuroKy leaves, the top lane opens up a bit, and your Jungle of the Light doing his thing here.
Vato also spending a lot more time in the jungle than lane. I think just recognizing that he can't really lane too well against the Venomancer. Even with refraction bonus damage, if you kind of time the ward attacks at the same time, you can deny a lot of the TA's farm.
So what is the... We don't see Venno very much, gods. And nowadays it feels like, oh, bottom lane, hand skin. Yep, Ice Shard, Snowball, boom, boom, bam. Dead. So, as far as the Venno pick goes, like, how does this hero fit into the... okay, Mind Control maybe getting pursued out. Era trying to body block KuroKy as well. Has the level 1 Tombstone. Decay gets popped. Juking. Does he want to commit this? The shards come out again. KuroKy hanging on to it. Just not going to bother with the Tombstone. We'll end up going down. Now Limp looking for additional whiffs the Gale. Could have been enough for the kill there. Okay.
So let's talk Venomancer.
Talk Venomancer. Explain this hero's role to me.
It keeps... It's kind of like a counter hero in some ways. Like, not so much just like, oh, it's a TA counter, but it forces the mid heroes to like stay mid, prevent their tower from going down. If you ever want to leave the lane, go for early rotations, you're getting your tower pressured. And you can't do anything to the Venomancer. He just sits there being a pest. You can't really kill him as a mid hero. Even with support rotations, you've got great scouting information from the Plague Wards. It's just a very static passive hero that farms mid. It's kind of like a Zeus with less burst damage and firepower.
As far as itemization, is this like your Ags Rush Venomancer, high damage output? Oh, Era trapped up bottom, has the ultimate, but very low on the mana pool. Will be burnt down by Matumba Man. Gets a little bit of revenge for game 1, but a long way to go to grab this one. So yeah, is he like the damage dealer? Do you get an Arcane Mech? What's the Venno build nowadays?
We'll see an Ags. Might stop off at a Midas as his first item pickup, so go like a Midas Ag Scepter build, but the Blink Dagger is the other item, which you can consider before Ags completes, is getting a fast blink. But I don't see any way you go for a utility Venomancer this game. I just don't think you really get enough out of that. You kind of turn into a support Venomancer, and you've already got a Lina and a Coddle for that. The Coddle's such a good farmer that if you want to mech for the team, let Sealkit farm it.
That Radiant lane war not going to be much help when they come from behind. Era, Snowball. He's hanging onto his mana pool now. A deep dive back to his tower will allow him to retreat successfully. So we see Matumba Man kind of playing the aggressive style on the Gyrocopter where he moves around a lot early. Freeing up that top lane, but nobody's taking it. Fada's in the woods as well, leaving just a free farm for the Legion Commander. And now the mid tower will go down, but a beautiful deny by Jerax. Some much needed gold denied here to NiP.
Yeah, so step 1 was win your lane as Venom. Step 2, push your tower, which unfortunately he only kind of half completes with the deny. And from here, he doesn't... If you try and push the tier 2 tower, you put yourself in a really easy to gank position, so he will swing to the side lanes and somewhat push with his teammates now. And go for the side lane tier 1 towers.
Matumba Man trying to find those stacks in the Radiant jungle. Finds one that he can just take down on his own. Nice double stack here. Maybe better it's not a triple or a quad, because I'm not sure he could finish one. Now ball back to the other Remnant. Looks to clean that up as well. But it's NiP's turn to rotate tops. They've already taken the mid tower gods. Now they're going for top, and the Young's not getting any towers. They're trying to pressure Era bottom. Already committed the Walrus Punch. Traps there. He has stick charges. Has the ball lightning. Trying to bait this one perfectly, and will end up just jumping back. But Matumba Man waiting with the Remnant. Where are you going, Lightning Man?
Even saves his mana for not using Searing Chains there. Just very efficient play coming out from Matumba Man.
So, but they've got a second tower already.
The tier 1 mid, a big pickup, I think. And even though it got denied, didn't matter. The tier 1 top, not the biggest deal. They do want to try and defend this tier 2, I'd say, although...
Do they go bottom? They have the glyph, or do they just... Let's see. That looks like they want to go tier 2.
They've got numbers headed up there. They're going to, TP up the Tusk as well. So they are looking to mount a defense up here.
There is no ultimate yet for the Wyvern. Trying to slow Jonas some fun down as he retreats out. The shards come through. Need a little bit of help here from Limp. Has the Poison Nova ready in case they dive, and they would have been going directly into an Illuminate. That would have almost certainly been 2 heroes dead. So a wise retreat there by the Youngs, but unable to take the bottom tower.
Yeah,
so still down 2 for
sacrifice.
nothing.
Yeah, you defend the top tier 2, you means you're not getting the bottom tier 1, unless Era for some reason doesn't come back. But he's, of course, wants to come back, stop the push, get some more farm for himself. So well, overall, NiP getting a lot out of this.
Chains jump forward. Matumba mana. Seal Kid down with Gandalf, and he will slowly jaunt away to that spirit. Very
patient play.
Very, very slow spirit, but eventually makes it where it needs to go. Now the Tombstone deployed. Hanskin also going to get dropped here. It's a triple grab for the Youngs in the mid lane, and it may transition nicely into a tower push as well.
Wow, that was a lot of kills. The Tusk for them has just been such a big playmaker. Getting the first blood in his lane. That rotation top didn't kill the Legion Commander, but it looked like if he had just that one extra hero backing him up, he would have gone in for the kill. And it was very much, okay, NiP kind of have the positional advantage, and they've got at least like a good frontliner in the Venomancer who he didn't want to run into. Otherwise, he could have found more action, more kills. But he's been in 6 of the 7 kills so far, Mind Control. Looking for that 8th kill here, bottom on Era, but they haven't really got the control for it.
They do zone these 2 heroes mid a bit.
Well, they're going for it.
Hiroki doesn't have the Tombstone, though. Oh, it's very dangerous. And yeah, they do commit, meanwhile, killing off the Storm Spirit. Tower denied mid, so both mid towers denied by each team respectively. As we see the Midas not completed on Limp. So good call there, GoDz. He is going to play more of a farming role after the early mid start. They lose their Storm.
That's a really big kill. That's Era's 3rd death. He's farming decently as far as CS goes, but 3 deaths and just a 2-hero kill. He sees the snowball coming. He balls backwards thinking, oh, it's probably just a Tusk, but Ember rocks up and has a Revenant as well to chase him down after the Ball Lightning. So largely because of the Ball Lightning nerfs does that kill happen.
Oh. I should really just go
follow Mind Control.
Exclusively follow Mind Control.
8 of 9 kills now, and 2
missed kills, both of them just Tusk running around killing things. Yeah, he's getting the job done right now for the Youngs. 4, 1, and 4. He's been an 8. They did get an aggressive ward up here, NiP, but have yet to use it, really. We'll see Fada. Not the easiest gank, though. Up to 1,900 gold. Yet to see if he wants that Desolator Rush, or maybe even into a quick Blink Dagger. Still the leader in net worth is Matumba Man at 6,100. Well ahead of the Veno with a Midas, well ahead of the TA. 3, 0, and 3.
Yep. You see Matumba Man just so confident pressing out this bottom lane. There isn't really a good way to catch and bring him down. No Blink Dagger on Legion Command. It looks like it will be a Blade Mail first, and all that there is the Storm Ball Lightning pull. But even that, a level 1 pull just with a 1-second duration doesn't really cut it.
We continue to try and pressure the top lane. 4 heroes congregate. NiP, it's a slow siege for them, and in the trees is Jerax. Currently, no vision of him. Let's see if he finds a good Winter's Curse. Rotating over is Kuroki, has cracked level 6, does skill up the ultimate. And now the pings come out. Looks like they wanted to take this fight, should NiP stick around.
I don't think so. Their 5-man's worked so far because 5 Youngs just are not quite ready to group. They want to get Undying like level 7, so he's got max Tombstone, but once they have max Tombstone, a Tusk who's level 8 with max Ice Shards, they're going to demolish these fights, and this does not look good for NiP.
That Shards actually helping Seal Kid. Almost, no, traps him in the trees. Able to get there with the Snowball. They'll bring him down. Limp's going to be the additional kill, so 2 heroes quickly cleaned up, and now Hanskin burning down. He'll immolate. NiP, 3 heroes decimated here in the top lane.
They're
Stuck
also
around
squishy.
too long.
They're food for Matumba Man. Not even just Matumba Man, for Kuro's Undying, for TA who's rushed a Blink Dagger, in fact. So we're going to see Blink Meld Strikes coming out, which do a ton of damage. It's looking really ugly for NiP here in this early game.
12-2, and remember, NiP could have very easily lost game 1. This could potentially be the game that would have knocked them out to the lower bracket, but fortunately they do lead 1-0 on the best of 3. Not a best of 5, just pretend that doesn't exist. We'll see Fada, Invis, roaming about. They have vision of Yonasamfan. Let's see, do they want to make their move on him? Mind Control in position, he's been the ringleader, and he gets ready to engage. About to be revealed here. No, instead goes for Hanskin. Walrus Punch almost solo killing Hanskin off the bat. The Tombstone gets dropped. He's in a terrible position. Trapped by the Shard, decayed, and poked by the zombies. They will finish off the Tombstone. Much easier to take down, it felt like there.
They TP'd in the Storm as well, which was where 5 Youngs couldn't continue and look for more. If the Storm stayed bottom, they probably keep fighting, look for the kill on Legion Command, and also the Tomb wouldn't have died if not for the Storm TP.
It seems like that new Tomb is like easier to kill at this stage. How many attacks does it take?
7?
7.
So if you've got numbers, absolutely. And like Storm with treads.
What was the... I forget, the health was like... What was it before?
800.
And it had armor, right?
It had some armor.
And it was building type as well?
I
think.
Something like that.
It definitely seemed easier to kill there. That's for damn sure. Seal Kid, though, will meet the Reaper as Matumba Man again finds another pick-off. And just walks away.
And this is the stage of the game where Matumba Man will just go around finding kills, and Fata actually will prioritize farming more. It's kind of what we saw when Fata was on Razor in the Nanyang finals. And
Era with the ball in, committing on to Kuroki here. Does have a decay, has a tombstone available, pops the stick, gonna go down again. Era does commit his whole mana pool for that, though. Maybe Mind Control wants to go in. He's thinking about it. He's gonna lead with a TA Blink Assassination. Quickly deleted. It's Matumba Man who, again, just jaunts in for the last hit. 8,100 net worth. I love the confidence from the Youngs here, gods. They lose with the Ember last game. It felt like there were a couple of misplays by Matumba Man late game that ultimately did cost them. And they say, you know what? He's still an amazing Ember player. This is still our hero. We're going right back to the well first phase. And he's right back to dominating again.
Yeah. He made a few misplays, which just straight up cost him the game, him getting caught without buyback. But it's very much that misplays which he can learn from and improve upon. So he completes a 16-minute Battle Fury Treads Aquila. This is just insane farm out of Ember. He may just kill up Jonas here if he really wants to.
Has no Flame Guard. But is coming off cooldown very soon.
Yeah. And Jonas going for the Blade Mail first. Kind of similar to what we saw with the Axe, where it's Vanguard, then Blink. It's a much later Blink Dagger as a result, but prioritizing these more survivability items, which is... there's a lot of value in doing against Ember. If you go for a Blink Rush, you're very fragile to potential combos coming out from the Searing Chain, Slider Fist, and then a follow-up with Flame Guard and Fire Remnants.
Matumba Man clearing out his own jungle. We'll see Kuroki and Jarex more aggressively postured. Level 9 Wyvern. Man, he's had a great game so far. Even with his own Tusk, who's been just out of control. 5-1 and 7. Jarek's finding all kinds of levels here. Now trying to get in range just for a single Arctic Burn. Trap comes out, Era. Trying to play it safe. Balls deep away, and will TP out as well. Seal Kid also on the retreat. Chains.
He recalled in the Venom.
Oh, no. Lips, what the hell am I doing here? Pops the Poison Nova. Tries desperately to hang on. Gets slaughtered. Gandalf, please.
He was TPing out while recalling.
And he like just came in time.
Like he's recalling, then he's like, "Crap!"
Was he trying to bring him back to the fountain?
Yeah. Well, the Venom was... I don't know where the Venom was, but it wasn't top. It was like mid or bottom somewhere.
The Venom was safe, and he had full health and mana.
I think he's bottom. There's Plague Wards down bottom. So I think he realized it was a bad recall and was like, crap, I can't cancel it. Let's TP home. So he recalls to the fountain. He just didn't TP fast enough. I think it was like his oh shit sudden like realization where he just rushed to TP. Oh dear. Unfortunate.
Well, unfortunate, and also gets this game dangerously close to the...
Yeah.
I'll call it the dream. There's a dual top lane. Matumba Man, if he gives up this kill, the dream will die. No, jumps away. Mind Control now. Maybe gonna go on Era, who has been forced into an Orchid build, gods. We're not seeing that Bloodstone from last game. So his ability to just come back a little bit reduced here. Trades that for some more mid-game presence. And they are going to now rotate into the Roche Pit. Fada, no Deso. Just the TP scroll delivered. Slowly working on this with the Sigil at his side, making it easier. Ember Spirit also going to rotate in. And they see 2 in the jungle. They see Era low. So the Youngs, they realize this is a very safe Roche.
Not the fastest without the Deso, but they've easily got the Sustain, Meld, Refraction, and Cold Embrace. All great Roshing tools. And we'll see them finish this off in pretty good time here. And we'll allow them to probably start sieging these outer towers. The tier 2s, I doubt, will stand for long.
Oh, Matumba Man, he could have gone for that. Could have easily killed off Era, playing it safe.
If he Remnants forward again, it was his last Remnant, so he wouldn't have had a Remnant.
Could have just chased and Sleight of Fisted.
Yeah.
There's no mana on Storm. Maybe could have had, just now has a Ball Lightning. Well, playing it safe, doesn't really care. I'll take your creeps. I'll zone you back. I've already got my next Perseverance. Lincoln Sphere or Battle Fury number 2.
Yeah, I think
Well underway.
I've never seen him go double Battle Fury. I think much more likely to be the Lincolns to prevent the Blink Duel from Legion Commander. Especially against a team with no good long-range way of cancelling a Lincoln Sphere. Mana Leak, not the longest of cast range, and Coddle just not a frontline hero. Oh, they've caught Lim trying to TP out top.
That's mind control again. The beast in the front. Committed everything for this Ember Spirit, joining the fray. Panic, Poison Nova, ain't gonna matter. Smacked down by Fada and Matumba. And meanwhile in the mid lane, Kuroki in trouble, but the Cold Embrace of Jerix will keep him alive, forcing Era back, who still does not have the Orchid at 20 minutes. And he's their most farmed hero. This is the disaster start for NiP. Now 3-18 your score. There has not really been any positive energy for this team in some time.
Yeah, they're pressuring towers is all they've really done with the Venomancer pick, and that's what you'd expect. And Storm's just been trying to farm and catch up after a abysmal laning stage. And there's no, I mean, there's some signs towards the Legion Blink halfway there, but it doesn't feel like it's coming quick enough to offer NiP catch-up which they need now. They don't want to fight regardless. There's a TA with an Aegis, and I would normally guess a Desolator, but he hasn't bought it, and he has got the money to pick it up. It's 3,500, so surprising to see Fata not spend his money yet.
How do they get Jonas some fun in this game, GoDz? Because he's got a Blade Mail. He has not gotten a kill yet. No duels. He's been a total non-factor. 0, 1, and 0.
Smoke games, I think. Him and Lina just smoke around and use the Lina nuke damage to combo with the Jewel. It's hard to guarantee you'll get that Jewel off, though, is a problem. Like, you smoke, it pops, and if you find someone like a TA, they blink away, and Ember Remnants away. Tusk has a blink as well. So there's not many heroes you can find if you do smoke gank that can guarantee kill. I think the Storm has to smoke up as well, so you've got the Ball Vortex to initiate in with, and if you combo those together, you can find kills, you can find Jewel damage, and also just slow down the 5 Young's pressure. So I think smokes have to come into play. Have not seen NiP use a single smoke this game, which is, to me, very surprising.
I think they'd used one. Oh, mean. Era. Yeah, well, there used to be a Storm there. Nice Blade Mail, Jonas, some fun. Not going to stop the Youngs from chasing in, though. TA just bashing her way right through that Legion Commander's armor. And elsewhere in the mid lane, Matumba Man, yeah, just solo killing Limp. Pops the Poison Nova. No, can't quite get the job done. In fact, forced to Remnant back. Laguna Blade only tickles him. And he will retreat out in the end. By the way, GoDz, I do want to mention, it feels so fitting that a pipe is being built here, because guess who's coming today? Winter. The biggest fan of the pipe in the history of Dota. Oh. He's en route to the BTS house, should be touching down momentarily.
Yep.
He'll be joining us to cast over the next month as we bring you guys the online qualifiers. Oh, so appropriate that a pipe is actually being built this game.
Yep.
This is like a forgotten item, man. It has to be
Venom
like top
heads,
5 least built items in competitive
Yeah.
Dota, if not the least built of all.
Rod of Atos.
Actually, if Nahaz is still watching, Nahaz, I would love to know, what is the least built item right now in Dota 2?
Rod of Atos, I'd say, is top 2.
Yeah, Rod of Atos.
I mean, it depends on your criteria. Like, stuff like, I mean, Moonshot actually gets pulled probably more than Rod of Atos.
No, Moonshards is definitely more. Dagon's pretty infrequently built nowadays as well.
Yeah.
No Tinkers anymore. Oh, Plague Wards. Kuroki with the #1 least built. Thank you, Statsman Rob. Got Statsman Rob on the case, our producers. Tied with Veil. Yeah, we don't see much Sand King right now, so I guess we're not seeing much Veil either. As they initiate onto Era, top lane, and dead. Killed by the offlaner and a... I would say support Wyvern, but he's level 12. This guy's out of control. He is 5th highest level in the game, and tied with the Storm, the highest level hero on all of NiP as a support Wyvern. Where has he been getting the experience from? He's only been on 2 kills. Just farming, I guess.
He's had a lot of time, 66 CS, a lot of time spent just in lanes farming, using that Splinter Blast.
What a life. Glimmer Cape picked up 1,600 gold. Pipe completed. Beautiful stuff.
The Aegis. They only got 1 tier 2 tower, but they got a lot of kills. They're controlling the map, and just farming Aegis this early on, not a big deal. So
they are bringing Fada in bottom lane. Hanskin with the haste rune. Nice haste, but not fast enough to escape the wrath of the TA Legion Commander, just TPing out on the trees, watching her die. This is feeling beyond helpless. Now Limp scurries back towards the tower. Seal Kid, I don't know how he holds this. Even runs back in for a Gale, and fortunately for him, Chain's not going to connect there.
You've got your wish, LD. We've made it.
What?
From Dinkville.
Oh, we are. Population 322. I mean, it's only fitting after that recall, right?
Yeah.
They were already in a lot of trouble before that happened, but that
was
just feels so poetic.
This Venomid has been a non-factor, really. Hey, he's slowed down the aggression where it's like he'll die, drop a poison over, and force 5 youngs back. But it's only been, like, to me, the Venom has stopped the tier 2 towers going down, but it could be a different hero which would have offered a lot more as well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
By the way, Winter is at the airport. Is somebody going to pick him up? Does he have one more flight here? Is he just... Our driver is currently chilling at the house. Since this game is looking a little one-sided. We'll have a...
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So...
Radiant's bottom tower.
We've got K-pop a little jealous of Nahaz. Storms down from the upstairs. I didn't realize you were watching. I didn't realize you were awake, Brian. Chill. Statsman Rob beat you anyway. You have no power here. 20,000 gold and experience. This is just such a dominant showing by the Yuums.
Yeah. And everything...
Do you ban Ember first phase after this game, GoDz? I mean, is that the necessary move here?
Unless you want to first pick it. That was the Vega kind of... Vega was like, if we have first pick, we'll first pick Ember. If not, we ban it out. There's a lot of heroes which are problem heroes. For Vega, they prioritize banning Beastmaster, but it doesn't seem NiP have problems with the Beastmaster. So I feel like Ember, why not? Even looking at game 1, Ember was the big problem for them.
Welcome to Zombie Town. That TA blink out even through the storm pole. Oh, the refraction.
That's an interesting buyback from Legion.
So sweet. Buybacks to run in and overwhelming odds. And then thinks better of it, we'll retreat.
Well, from here, it's kind of where will NiP find their opportunities back in the game? And it's to me, the only time it comes is from the high ground defense. They've got Arrow with an Orchid, so he can look around for some solo kills. But even if he finds someone like Tusk, I think... Is
this going to be a dieback? Jonas from Fon sprinting away. No, Hanskin's going to take the bullet. Secret Service agent that he is. But it will cost them another death. Jonas from Fon just kind of watching, and Ember's the one jumping in on him. No punishment at all for this aggression. No way to jump him. And meanwhile, top lane, Era.
He can't kill him.
Era trying to fight mind control here. He's not going to win this fight, it looks like. There's still a pipe available, which mind control is not even activated. Might be something he's hanging on to. Now gets silenced up. Will activate the pipe. Has the stick charges. This overload damage not coming in. He's going to be able to re-engage on Era. May kill him. Solo shards. Oh, not connecting. Snowball has the punch. Blinks forward. Oh, he pops. I think the pipe just wore off.
And he missed the shards, too.
Oh, jeez. Unfortunate. Going for the plays.
I mean, you're this far ahead. You go for that kill if you're mind control. It's definitely okay. Maybe you shouldn't have, but hey, you definitely like everything's been going his way. He's riding the momentum train, and he's thinking like, if I kill this storm, it's just the nail in the coffin.
And he doesn't have Bloodstone anyway, so hey, a smoke.
All right.
Well, that's the first. I think they used one earlier when they got this ward down. Oh no, that was just when they were occupying the jungle. Yeah, you're right. I don't think they. This may be the first smoke of the game for NiP. Trying to jump on the Jerax. They will find him. Has the Glimmer Cape available. Didn't get it off in time, though. Quickly dueled. We have a winner. 14 damage. And the 3 HP Laguna Blade just to ensure they get the kill. Fada rejoining the fight, though. Happy to get active here. And now the Sleight of Fist. Quick cleanup. But Man balling in. Chaining. Seal Kid finishes him off. It's a triple. And oh, baby, it's going to be a team wipe. If they're not careful, it will be. An ultra for Matumba. Slashing his way through the entire squad. Gets the ultra kill in the end. 30-6. I have not seen a spanking this bad in ages.
Oh, yeah. Tier 2 tower, quick to fall. And I mean, the smoke got them a couple of kills. If they'd done this earlier, I feel like they could have found kills and just backed off. And even just finding like 2-for-2 trades when you're really far behind works to your advantage. They've just got to a point where Fata with a Blink Deso, Ember with Battle Fury Lincolns can chase down anything and get these big team wipes, even with a 3v5 scenario. So to me, these smokes had to be used much earlier from the Swedish squad.
Also, it just feels like they need a blink on the Legion. He just walks at you, and you either kill him or you run away.
Yeah,
you never have to worry about this hero.
A bit surprised by the Shadow Blade build-up. He hasn't even got it still. We're 30 minutes and he hasn't got a good initiation item, and they've seen this Claymore, so they know something like a Shadow Blade's coming, and Gem has already been purchased from Wyvern, so you can deward the map, you can take control. It's going to be very hard from NiP from here on out.
Jerax just starts soloing Roche. It's like, dear God, if the Wyvern can solo Roche, NiP have really big issues, but only waiting for Fata to get in here. Now the Sigil will arrive, and this will be a quick, easy Roshan. So, gods, they're going to get Aegis. They're going to be up 25,000 gold at 30 minutes. How do NiP hold? How do they hold?
They high ground defend for their dear lives, spamming illuminate overwhelming odds. They can definitely hold racks for some time. The question of how do they win, that's a question I don't have an answer for. But I can see them holding.
I was trying to trick you into saying there was a way that they can win, and then I was going to flame you.
No.
You played that one perfectly.
I'm glad you worded that in such a way where it's not how do they win, because I don't think that question...
Oh, no! Era! Not like this! Not like this!
Jerax
exactly like
kill.
that. And they're not done yet. They're also hunting for Handskin. Out comes the follow-up initiation from Matumba Man, and down Lina goes. Back to the well again. Somebody kill this man indeed. 13-0 and 9. I just don't see any way you can give him the Ember.
I'm surprised teams still do, since like his showing in Nanyang. 100% win rate. It did lose game 1, but it was very much... I mean, it was partially the Ember the reason they lost the game, but not because of like the hero.
It's not because of the hero. It's just
he made a bad call. He got picked off. It was just straight up. The hero was what was winning them the game and what should have won them the game, but... I think it's almost become a must-ban hero with how well he does every single game and how well it fits the playstyle of 5 Youngs. It synergizes great with heroes like Beastmaster with the vision that Fata likes to play. And it's flexible. He can play the main hard carry for the team, or if they pick Fata or Razor, he can play more of the secondary carry, the tempo controller, while Fata spends a lot more time farming.
Yeah, some fun. Thinking about a TP out, but on the hunt is Matumba Chains, and now we'll purge it quickly. TPs. Does play it correctly and makes it out. A lot of players there may have just tried for the insta-TP and gotten punished, but nice patient play from him. Yep. Still, though, his big plays are barely skating back to safety.
It's kind of
Ember's big plays are ultra kills.
It's kind of a coin flip there, because Matumba Man can either use the slight searing chains, expecting him to be TPing, or he can just slight for vision, and then if he's not TPing, he just holds onto the searing chains. So it's like a 50-50 whether he lives or dies.
And now they find the storm. Can he ball lightning out? He silences mind control. Well handled by Era again. NiP. Oh, close call. Didn't have the vision uphill. Had the trap, but it was just out of vision.
I think this
Could
might
have been
be
devastating.
One of the first ever Aghanim Scepters on Tusk as well. We're seeing an Ags from mind control.
Talk to me about Walrus Kick. What's your assessment of this ability?
It's pretty terrible, but it's more lockdown, I guess.
It does 200 damage now. Do we?
Okay,
is that physical damage?
I
think it's physical, right?
Kicks sound physical, you know.
I mean, the punch is physical, so I'm going to assume the kick is as well.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. It's one of those things which doesn't get bought very often, and normally there's just, because Tusk is that kind of utility hero, you almost always have a better item available. I mean, in this case, he's gone for the pipe. He's already got a blink, so we're not going to see a Desolator with TA having a Desolator for pushing. So, yeah, why not?
It's kind of like a blink skewer almost, right? Like you just can like smack them back to your team.
It's a positioning tool, so you can.
Difference being you have to get an Aghanim's. As they do engage onto Era in the mid lane, gets cursed as well. Can they really focus him down here, though? He's being healed up by Jonas and Fun. Finally, the Legion Commander does something. Anything, but he'll pay for that. That one small thing that he did. Yeah, that's going to be another death and another kill. Matumba Man piles in the gold. 20k net worth, almost doubling up the enemy Veno, over doubling up the enemy Storm. Nothing like game number 1.
High ground we go. So they've got Aegis still in the Templar Assassin, so plenty of time to break through this tier 3 tower and racks, although the chip damage from these long-range nukes is still very annoying to deal with.
Hoping to get the stun on Matamba as the Sleight of Fist ends, but Hanskin unable to do it. They will crack the Aegis, though.
Free Aegis click,
Walrus
too.
Kick now activated.
They didn't commit anything apart from spammable spells, so well worth it.
Oh, meanwhile, bottom. Era. TP's his way home.
Everyone just so farm. Your Wyvern has 9,000 net worth.
Yules and 2,000 gold banked. Oh my god.
We're looking at a...
He's 2.5 times the Lena's net worth.
It's a 30k gold lead. We're almost at that 1k gold advantage per minute mark.
And we're almost at 644, gods. Which means if we
Double
get there
danger.
and the game isn't over, shit could get weird. Yeah, at the same time, the Jung's not ending the game. Very patient here. Era working towards that Bloodstone now. Does have the Soul Booster completed. Fada is gonna... Oh. Gotta be careful. Desolator, as well as the Daedalus online. BKB along with it. So can really go hard in the paint here. Should he find those openings? The Jung's starting to squeeze the map a bit, pressuring in bottom, waiting for the creeps to arrive mid, and flexing their muscles around the map.
They seem to know errors in these trees here. Fata.
I think they saw him with the lane ward, it looks like, and peekaboo.
He's low mana.
Over here? Oh, okay, great. Let me come find you.
He has no way out.
And you're over there.
So, still no Aegis, and it seems they don't care. They're going to chip away at least on this mid-high ground and start getting to work on finishing this game.
Start getting towards... It's like,
I mean, they're already there.
it's
really.
amazing that it's not over, actually. 36 minutes, 30,000 gold. I feel like this has to be building up to an amazing NiP comeback. Era gets like 10 Bloodstone charges. NiP give up 10k gold in one fight off of a single buyback as the Jungs dive the fountain. It could happen, man. But I'm just right now seeing an Ember Spirit who's casually solo pushing the mid tower, brings it down. And while that was going on, they also lost the Keeper of the Light. Got picked off by the Tusk Undying, the zombie ice special. Kicks the creep away. Reborn can't handle it. Starts spamming red X's and as the chaos mounts. Looking forward to see more of this kick, though.
Yeah, so you can...
You're just speechless. You got nothing.
I'm reading the spell, like, just to make sure I know how it works. So it's similar to the punch in that it slows their movement speed after you use it. Mm-hmm. He's actually left Walrus Punch at level 1. Is also really kind of curious to know. He's gone for stats instead. Walrus Punch is very much a value point. The damage stays the same at all levels. It's only the slow duration.
Kick,
cooldown.
snowball. Oh, kicks him to safety. Hanskin's gonna live. The debut is a disaster. The 3-2-2 Walrus kick.
I am
even the players are learning the abilities, it seems. That's funny.
I guess he thought it was going to be a flashy.
He thought it would be enough for the kill. Oh, great Winter's Curse. Jerax says, I got this, guys. You're not going to throw this one as long as I have something to say about it. 4 heroes down. We'll buy back on the Venomancer. Does have the Poison Nova. Maybe enough to force the Jungs back. Although they do have the Pipe activated and available. Limp. Gale unable to connect there, though he does get off the ultimate. Kicks him out of the base! Punts Limp into the danger zone, and down will go. That's a dieback on your Venomancer, and the GG is called. A little style here from Mind Control. As the Jungs even up the series, tie at 1-1, and probably are thinking to themselves, kicking themselves, it should have been a 2-0.
Yeah, that's definitely on their mind, but how convincingly they won this game is going to at least give them a good boost of confidence going into Game 3. Even though they probably think in their mind, probably not going to get an Ember Spirit for a 3rd game in a row, it still feels like overall 5young, especially their early game, their laning stage, their movement from their supports is always on point. If they need to protect the safe lane, like in Game 1 for a little bit, they do, but then as soon as they're freed up to start moving, rotating around, they're really good at that. So overall, 5youngs look like the stronger team, but NiP have managed to pull off 1 win, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that it could happen again.
Anything that you want to see here going into Game 3? I brought up the idea of an Ember Spirit ban. Is it worth a first phase ban? Do they need to counterpick it differently? That seems to be the biggest.
Ban, yeah.
Like, this is the hero that they go for and basically was a monster in 2 games in a row.
Yep. I think you first stage ban it. They've been banning the
and then
Darkseer as
they're
well,
definitely going to get the Tusk if they want it, unless you first pick it.
Yeah. So Tusk is a bit of a problem here. It's more like if you want to ban Tusk, then you get Starkty, which is another beastly hero for mind control, and that also fits how 5-Youngs like to play. They fight in the mid game really well with Iron Shell, like on a carry hero from a Tumban. You can't give them Darkseid plus Ember. That's just GG right there. So
might as well just commit seppuku at that point.
Yeah, I think the big ban is Ember Spirit. I think you can leave the Tusk there. If you want to give them Darkseid and play something like an Anti-Mage for Era, that's another possible way of
What's
playing
like the
things.
next best Matumba Man hero after Ember? Or is it just Ember?
Because
Because no one's been banning
I would
it, really.
say Slack, but I don't think Slack's a particularly strong hero.
Yeah.
He's not like a top pick.
I guess
by any
we'll
means.
see what the Youngs have in mind.
Yeah.
But guys, that wraps up Game 2. Series now tied 1-1 on our opening day of Summit 4 action. Ticket is available now in the store if you want to pick it up. And with that said, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back for our deciding Game number 3.